Hello, my name is Natasha Beauregard from Tri-Cities Community Television, and today I am interviewing Kandar Patel from Pratham BC Foundation.
Hi.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a Coquitlam resident for the last 25 years, and I came across a gentleman who was visiting here back in 2004, and he told me he worked with little children. And talking with him further, I found out that he helped another organization in India called Pratham India in childhood literacy with small primary school children there. So I got intrigued, and we went further to show it off to the community here and start a chapter basically here in Canada.
So, tell us, what does Pratham do?
Pratham was established to tackle problems with pre-primary and primary education in India. Basically, they are large scale and low cost effective method of teaching in India. And some of the issues that they tackle were low learning levels, high dropout levels, education. The youth weren't getting, the skill level set wasn't there for them. So those are some of the things that they've done. And Pratham has been in existence for 20 years. They started in 1994 in Mumbai. So they started in a single city as a preschool program, and have now matured into a national organization with international influence.
Yeah, so has this helped a lot of kids in their education? Has it been really successful?
Yes, it has. If you look at around the world, India has about 40% of the illiterate children, and Pratham had helped in 2008 to 2009 roughly about 32 million children.
How can people here help contribute to helping those children in India with their education?
Okay, basically we've found that to give the basics of reading, writing, counting, the skill set, life skills, it costs roughly about $25 Canadian to teach a child for a full year. So through donations, what we do is we take donations, and they are fully, we issue full tax receipt for that, the amount that they would donate. They can help by volunteering, starting a local chapter here if they wanted, somewhere else in Canada. I know we've had a few invites from Alberta and Toronto, so we welcome people to come and contribute that way. If you're planning to go to India, we can arrange visits there to go to Pratham schools where they're set up and get firsthand or volunteer time there in teaching.
So do people from our schools and students end up going to India and help teach and do things like that? Because I know people do that in other countries.
Sure they do, yeah. We have had some volunteers from universities who want to spend their summer there, maybe 2 months teaching there. One thing we have a problem with is with the summers, their school calendar is a little different. So if we time it right, we can get the proper time frame in there. But kids here do go down to volunteer 2 months or 2 weeks spans. We've had lots of people go down and volunteer, and they're in 21 states in India, so pretty well if you're going somewhere, we can connect you up with someone.
So how has the outcome overall affected India with this program?
Well, Pratham's model is this, to have all the children in school and learning well. And how do we do that? Well, Pratham has got involved with USSR, which is a status report, educational status report that they run every December of each calendar year. And from that is where they gauge how to help and where to help the kids. Now, what they've been finding is that the children are attending school. It's not that they're not going. It's the level and what they're getting out of school. The outcome is poor. The retention and learning levels are very poor. Kids are just marched through from one standard to another standard. We have grades, they have standards, pretty well similar standards, but the kids are just pushed through, and some are not up to speed. So we have remedial classes, we have libraries. There's urban and rural areas, so we work in both areas, and we have different programs in place for that.
So are the kids coming out of school a lot more successful nowadays than they were before?
We're finding that they're finishing their high school, and we've also got into different levels. There's a big problem with India in that the class difference is the gap is quite large from the middle to the lower class, or the poorer people. And what we're finding is that in some cases, the families, the girl child is the most neglected, okay? And it's unfortunate, but if a family has, the husband passes away or something, the girl child is the first one to get pulled out of school, and therefore she now will be earning for the family to help sustain the family. So we have other programs in place where we have a second chance program, for instance, that helps ladies and girls go back to high school during the evenings, and they're teamed up with people from their peers, and it helps them go and write their standard 10 to finish high school basically there, so that they can get a better job. I think poverty, to get out of poverty, you do need to have good education, and this is the main focus of Pratham is to help these people, not only children now, but youth as well, because we're doing vocational programs as well. We have set up vocational centers around India where in hospitality, in construction, mechanics, if a young person doesn't have education but they want to do an entrepreneurial skill, such as tailoring or a beautician shop, well, what we'll do is we've partnered with suppliers who will help them, and Pratham will basically help them start their entrepreneur or vocational skill set, and then after they finish, they can pay off Pratham for that school program. They also do housing for them, like kids who come from different villages into town to learn, to house them and put them through that program. And they've partnered with a lot of different companies in the hospitality industry, for instance, the Taj Group, of hotels. They hire all of the graduates from the vocational program. So it's a great way to get the youth, let's say underprivileged youth into the workforce, and with a good skill set that they can make a career with.
Okay, well, how can everyone else get more information about the Pratham BC Foundation?
Well, they can go on our website, which is www.prathambc.org. They can email us at info@prathambc.org as well, and we can connect up with them. If they want to donate, you can go on the website and send in donations through Chimp. Chimp does online donations, so we can do it through that, or you can send in a check and give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much. This was Natasha Beauregard from Tri-Cities Community Television.